Alright guys, DJ Bo here from DJ Bo Entertainment, and over the past couple of weeks, have had a lot of people ask me about bridal shows. They need some ideas, some tips, suggestions. Maybe it's their first bridal show, maybe it's their 100th bridal show that they've been to. The times are changing, 2011, and they need maybe a refresher course, maybe just some new ideas, whatever it may be. Hopefully you're going to learn something from this video. This is my bridal show do's and don'ts, and these are some tips, suggestions, and so forth. They're in no particular order whatsoever, and again, they're just my opinion and suggestions. So let's jump right into it. Many of us that are doing these bridal shows are more worried about what our booth looks like and our presentation than the most important thing out there. The most important thing is to be prepared to talk to these brides and answer their questions, being at the top of your game. Have your business cards ready, your flyers ready, promo DVDs ready to go, and your website's up to date. That's one of the most important things in my point of view. Then, also when deciding to be involved with a bridal show, there's some things that you should put into consideration. Do you talk to other vendors and wedding professionals that have been to that show before? If it's a an annual show that goes on twice a year or every year, whatever it may be, talk to those vendors and see if it's going to be worth your investment and worth your return on investment as well. And always do more than just one of those. Make sure that you do at least 2 or 3 or 4 or as many as you can possibly do that are good bridal shows in your area that you're servicing. Now, back to the presentation of your booth. Usually we get about a 10-foot by 10-foot area, and it's our job to make the most of that space. Well, think about what makes you stand out from others in your market, from the competitors in your market, and use those items in your booth. If you're the only person in the market that uses moving heads, put some moving heads up. If you're the only person in your market that does uplighting, put some uplighting up. That kind of thing. If the guy down the aisle at the bridal show looks and uses the exact same equipment that you're using, that you just put up in your booth, it really doesn't mean a thing in my point of view. Try hard to look different. And also, if you're not allowed to use music in your booth, it's always a good idea to put up a pair of speakers anyways, just for looks. And it also tells the bride right away and clients walking by that you're a DJ most of the time. Don't worry about putting a mixer out where everybody can see it either, especially on your main table where your clients are going to be picking up information, whether it be your pamphlets, your flyers, business cards, DVDs, whatever it is. I don't think it's a good idea to have your mixer right there on the main table that they're going to be taking that promo merchandise off of. And if you must have it, then put it nicely in the corner of your booth or something like that. If you're at a bridal show that doesn't allow lots of equipment, well, then simply set up some basic uplighting with your banner and a large flat panel LCD TV with a slideshow going of your business, your promo of your work. That's if you have access to power. Some bridal shows you have to pay extra for power, or they don't offer power. They set you up in the middle of the room, there's no power. In that case, make sure that you have a nice picture on an easel or something like that, that is something that you can walk by and be like, wow, that's a nice picture, and have someone stop and create a conversation from that piece. We all have photographers that we work with, and it's a good idea to always have some good pictures framed, just in case there is no power at your events and your venues for bridal shows. Anyways, obviously, going back to if you do have power and you're not allowed to have a lot of equipment and you're just using your banner and some uplighting and that's pretty much it. If the client can't tell you're a DJ, then they obviously can't read and they don't care to stop and talk to you anyways. If a bride doesn't give you eye contact right away or within the first few seconds of walking by the booth, she's probably not your target client, or she may already have her entertainment booked. So keep that in mind as well. And I think that it's really important to have an area within your booth for your clients to sit down and have a one-on-one consultation right there on the spot in your booth. And never ever sit or stand behind your table either, because that's like a barrier between you and the client. Be in front of your booth, welcoming brides to the show, and ready to start conversation with them. If you find out that a bride has already booked their entertainment, don't automatically dismiss them or ignore the client. Give them a card anyways, and tell them that you'll be happy to be their DJ for their 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, 10-year anniversary, and wish them the very best of luck. And always keep a nice positive attitude, and never talk badly about their choice of entertainment. You know, never talk bad about the guy down the aisle, because that can always come back and bite you. Always have water and breath mints, Tic Tacs ready to go, because you'll be talking to hundreds of brides and you're going to need to wet your whistle and keep your breath smelling fresh. I think that pretty much speaks for itself there. Make sure you're rested up and at the top of your game the day of the bridal show. And remember, it's always better to have at least one other representative or DJ or entertainer or whatever with representing your company with you to bounce conversation off of, jokes off of, whatever it may be. It's always good to have that extra person. And when it comes to resting up, I try not to, if possible, have a gig the day before my bridal show. That gives me time to prep and prepare and be ready and be at the top of my game, if I can make that happen. And always make sure that any signage is visible and it's easily read within 5 seconds or less. If you clutter your banner with a ton of words, it might be overlooked. Think about a time that you were driving down the highway and you saw a billboard on the side of the interstate. If you can't read it and digest that within just seconds, then it probably wasn't effective. The most effective to me billboard is "Got Milk." It's simple and it's to the point. Got DJ. I don't know. I don't know. Just throwing that out there. But anyways, you want to brand the name of your business, obviously. Always ask for an email database at the end of the show or within 48 hours after the show in order to obviously mass market or send out a mass email to all the brides that attended that show to extend your offers if you had any special offers. And while you don't have to give anything away at your booth, it's always a good idea to have some sort of door prize at your booth as well. This can help start a conversation. It's always nice to have some candy at your booth too. Brides like that kind of thing. Werther's Originals or something nice. And remember to dress to impress. Don't wear jeans. Don't wear anything that you wouldn't feel comfortable wearing at one of your classy wedding gigs. 3 key things to ask a bride at a bridal show right away or within the first few seconds are: you want to find out her wedding date, the venue or location of the wedding reception, or if you're doing the ceremony sound, you want to know where that is as well, and whether they have their entertainment booked or not. And like I said, it's really important to know this information within 30 to 60 seconds of meeting that bride, because you want to keep that flow going. And as you're talking to these brides, there's other brides walking by that might be interested but not stopping to talk to you because you're busy talking to someone else, and you may miss that opportunity. So keep that in mind, things that you want to always make sure that you're getting out of the bride information quickly, but without pushing them too. You want to make sure you do it casually and nice. And oftentimes at smaller bridal shows, they don't give clients bags to put all this stuff that they get at all these different vendors' booths into. I suggest asking the main bridal show coordinator or the sales rep if you can provide the bags. Get your logo on them. Now every bride that's walking around is a walking billboard for you. And I think that that's extremely important, and will help your business grow, because nothing better than a walking billboard, every single bride in there having one of your bags and your logo on it. And most of all, a few more things here. Always have contracts with you and ready to go in case someone does want to book right there on the spot. You want to have your available dates, and most of all, sell you. Don't sell your stuff that you have. I have Newmark, I have JBL, I have Crown, I have whatever it may be. Don't sell your stuff. Sell you. Sell the experience. Sell the emotion of the day. That's all I got, guys. Hopefully you've learned something from those, and wish you the very best of luck at your bridal shows. I have 2 coming up this month as well, and I look forward to seeing everybody at Mobile Beat Las Vegas coming up at the end of this month, beginning of next. Take care, and keep it moving.